Hello and welcome to this week's Intuition Insight for week of 10th of April 2023 with me, Ruth Ann Richards, creator of The Intuition Connection and author of Reclaim Your Intuition. Each week I share a positive insight on how we can stay connected to our intuition for the week ahead. I believe that when more of us are deeply connected to our intuition, we live with intention, we are in flow, and we feel empowered. And really, for me, that's what being intuitive is all about. It's about feeling empowered. And this week, I'm using my own oracle, Reclaim Your Intuition, to share with you this week's intuition insight. And it's a good one. It's about your voice, and the message is sacred activism. So is there something that's really getting to you at the moment? Maybe it's about treatments of animals, and I'll just say that because I'm looking at my little dog over there. Maybe it's about treatments of animals, maybe it's about politics, maybe it's the fact that women in certain countries around the world are still being denied education. Maybe it's equality based on ethnicity, colour of skin, gender, how you identify your gender. Maybe it's equal pay. I saw something recently on LinkedIn that someone I know had posted that law firms are still not paying women the same as men. So we all have something that really grinds our gears, and maybe related to the care of children. But we all have something that grinds our gears, and by grinds our gears, I mean it really gets us fired up. And we think that because we're spiritual or intuitive or empathic, or because we're a highly sensitive person and don't let anyone ever tell you that's not a good thing, because being highly sensitive is a superpower and the world needs more of us at the moment. We can get angry. We're allowed to feel soulful rage. We're allowed to feel the injustice of things. We are human. We may be spiritual and intuitive, but we're living this human experience on this earthly planet. So the message this week is asking you, is it your time to find your voice and speak up? Now, if that sounds scary, the way the divine feminine often works when it comes to speaking up is it starts very softly and it crescendos. It's a crescendo effect. It starts to get louder and louder. And generally it starts to get louder and more volume because you start to find those people who share that value. You're around other people where you feel comfortable in stating what you're angry about. So sacred activism is about being active, but in a spiritual way. And there's a quote by Mother Teresa that I can't exactly remember, but it was along the lines of, when they invite me to a peace rally, I'll attend. And that was in the context of her saying she wouldn't attend an anti-war rally. And why wouldn't you? Because it's anti-war. It has the word war in it. It's got the word in that she is against. But peace, something that you're for. So when you are finding your voice, it's not about judging and just being anti something. It's about thinking about what you are in favour of, what you're pro for, and that's what you want to talk about. You don't want to talk about inequality, you want to talk about equality. So you're talking in a positive frame and narrative of what it is that you want. And why do we need to do that? Why is the universe reminding us of that this week? Because words have frequencies, words are powerful. And the words you use for your sacred activism and from your voice are powerful. That's why it can be very hard for us to speak up, because we think we have to talk about anti-things. We have to be so incredibly judgmental and use negative language, and we don't. Sacred activism is about using the positive language to see and explain the change you want to see in the world. You want to see equality for all, regardless of gender, ethnicity, and background, equal pay. Whatever the thing is that gets you, that's the thing that you want to be for. You are pro-peace. You want peace in the world. So that's the message this week. If you've been thinking of looking for a group that you need to join or a community that share the same values as you, it could even be donating, if you're able to, some money to an organisation, even a small amount. That if you can't find your voice yet, but you feel you want to take some sacred activism, donating a small amount of money to a charity that's helping the causes that you're in favour of could be the way to do it. But find your voice. It's really not as difficult as we think it is once we can get the narrative and language in the right framework for ourselves. And our voices are needed. If you've been thinking that you've got something to say, but you're scared and frightened and feel timid, this is encouraging you to say it. And remember, the divine feminine is not stood up shouting, screaming and creating conflict. The divine feminine frequency and energy, which is in all of us, starts off with this small, soft voice. And as your confidence grows, the volume goes up. So start small, start with that soft voice, and just allow it to grow in its own time. Wishing you a wonderfully intuitive week. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.